Hello SIBO friends! Today I am making my take on chicken satay with a lime peanut sauce. Yes, that's something we can have. By my take, here's what I mean. Chicken satay, you might know, usually comes on skewers. I hate skewers. I hate the picky little process of threading things. I hate having to try to eat around a sharp pokey stick. It's extra work. It's not necessary for home eating. This is my humble opinion. So I'm gonna make it easier. I'm gonna cut up chunks of chicken. I'm gonna marinate it in the same type of sauce. We're gonna make a delicious peanut sauce to go with it. And let me show you how I do it. This is my coconut milk that I save when I open a can. You hardly ever use a whole can. I stick it in the fridge in a glass bottle, and then it's handy dandy whenever I need it for something else. I'm going to make my very rudimentary marinade in the pan that I'll be cooking the chicken in, because we don't need to get extra bowls dirty and do extra steps. Keep life easy. This is a half a cup of coconut milk. Now, normally you would marinate the chicken in yogurt, but we're trying to stay away from dairy. Coconut milk is a great substitute. It fits perfectly with this dish. And then I'm going to put my beloved cumin. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of cumin in here. You could do 2 teaspoons of curry powder if you prefer. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna put a little coriander in here too, because I think that'll be a nice addition. I really like this to be super flavorful. I want to make sure there's enough. These are 2 of the, ooh, that's too much. These are 2 of the spices that are in curry powder, and I love them. They're my favorites. Now I have my handy dandy little whisk. I'm just going to mix this up in the pan. Oh, I just thought of something else. Hang on. I'm also going to add a little turmeric, which is a great anti-inflammatory and also a key ingredient in curry powder. Let's put a teaspoon of that in. That'll give it that nice, beautiful golden look that we're used to seeing on curried chicken. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to salt up my chicken breasts. These are boneless, skinless, organic chicken breasts. Please buy organic if you possibly can. There are toxins in non-organic meat that aren't gonna help us heal at all. Where's my knife? And I am simply going to cut these into thirds, lengthwise. Okay, you could do this whatever size suits your fancy. If you want small little chunks to stab with a toothpick and eat as a snack, you can do that. If you wanted to leave these chicken breasts whole, you could do that. If you want big chunks that make it feel like a satiating sort of lunch, you can do that. So that is what we love, versatility. Okay, I am going to put this into the marinade. I'm calling it, let me wash my hands here. I'm calling it a marinade because technically you could marinate this and it would be even more flavorful later. I don't have time for that today, so I'm simply going to stir it up. And I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. And we will put this in there for, I'm gonna guess about 20-25 minutes. I'll let you know. Beautiful. Okay. And while that's cooking, I want to talk to you about this peanut sauce. This is awesome. First of all, having sauces is a great strategy. I love having pesto in the fridge. I love having homemade mayonnaise flavored in the fridge. And I love this peanut sauce. Peanuts is something that they're okay for us to eat. It's rich and flavorful. There's some fat in it. It feels like a treat. There's a little sweetness. However, I am using Whole Foods organic peanut butter that is not sweetened with sugar. Label reading, super important. So many things have added sugar and we don't need that. It is completely delicious without it. You won't miss it in the slightest. So I normally might make more of this than I'm gonna make in this moment because I like to have it in the fridge for a variety of purposes. It's a great snack. You can dip carrots in it, you can dip cucumbers in it, but for today I'm just making it for this chicken. This is a 1/4 cup of peanut butter. So let's get this into the bowl here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. This is a pinch. That's how I measure. It's a pinch. I'm going to add a 1/2 lime to give it a little bit of zip and zing. It's great to have that tangy lime to contrast with the sweet of the peanut butter. Okay, I'm going to put a little pepper. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of gluten-free soy sauce, also called tamari. Very important to stay away from gluten, obviously, and use just the littlest bit of soy. Soy can be an allergen, but this really adds just the right zip to this sauce, and it's absolutely fine in tiny amounts. Okay, and then, oh, I forgot my ginger. Let's talk about this. Ginger is a great anti-inflammatory. It's very warming for the belly. It really helps with digestion. It is very easy to work with. What did I do with my little, this is a grapefruit spoon. This is what I use. You don't need this. You could do a paring knife, but it's really cool because it's got a jagged edge and you can just easily scrape off the skin or the peel of the ginger. And then I use a microplaner. I always buy the ones that don't have a handle because the handle tends to break off. Fewer pieces, always better. And I'm just going to grate a little bit of this. A little bit of ginger goes a long way, especially in this small amount. So I'm gonna grate the equivalent of probably about a 1/4 teaspoon there. And then let's transfer it to this with my knife. There we go. And then, because this tends to be a little bit thick, obviously, it's not super easy to whisk peanut butter, I boiled up some water and I'm going to thin it with a little bit of hot water here. That's probably just about a tablespoon. And I'm realizing that this might have been just as easy to do, if not easier, in the food processor. But hey, that's another thing to get out. Another thing to plug in, another thing to have to wash afterwards. Oh, it's perfect. It's working absolutely perfectly. Okay, so that helped me whisk it up. It thickens again pretty quickly. Whoopsie daisies. So you can add as much water as you want to get the consistency that you want. Before I do that, I'm gonna put a tiny little dash of cayenne pepper because I like a little bit of heat in here. Oh, that might be more than a dash. I'm gonna take some of that out. It's okay to make mistakes. I do it every day. Let's put a little more hot water in here. Okay, and what I'm ultimately going to do is store this in my little handy dandy jar here in the fridge and use it, as I said, for a variety of purposes. When the chicken is done, I'll come back and I'll put all of this together. Okay, it is done. What I did was transfer that from the pan into this bowl and let it chill for about a 1/2 hour. It took 20 minutes at 400 to finish this, super quick, which is awesome. Don't overcook it because chicken breasts, especially without fat, without skin, can get so dry. You probably bought this at a deli someplace and they're little hard rocks and that just isn't so yummy. So 20 minutes at 400 is good. Now I'm going to use my beautiful bouquet of cilantro to garnish this. I love cilantro. Some people don't. I guess there's actually a physiological reason that some people's palate tells them cilantro tastes soapy. I hope that's not you because this really pluses this. But if it is you, you could use parsley instead or basil instead. My mouth is watering. I'm excited to eat this. And also don't pulverize your cilantro. It's really delicate and it bruises easily and turns black and yucco. So just give it a quick chop and sprinkle it in here. I poured the juices that this cooked in, the coconut milk, right in here with it. So that'll help it from getting dry in the fridge. And now we've got this ready to go, not just for lunch today, but for probably tomorrow. I have put my peanut sauce in my cute little cup. I also have some carrots because, as I think I mentioned, dipping carrots in this is awesome. And why have a plain carrot when you can have a sauced carrot? I'm going to put probably about, I'm getting pretty good at estimating protein portions here because we should have about 4 ounces or so at any given meal. And I'm going to eat a little bit light because I ate a little bit heavier breakfast today. I don't know if that seems light to you. It seems light to me. I'm using my toothpicks because I think it's fun. And my kids think it's fun too. So this is something that they love. It's really kind of mild and delicious. Dipping makes things fun. Peanut butter makes things fun. I'm dying to eat this. Really, really good. So easy, so few ingredients. You could put some cukes on here too. This is a great go-to. I hope you try it.